Look, another person who needs to get back to work is Jennie Nyguen. Now, she ain't got no job because she just got fired from the Real Housewives over some anti-black posts. Now, Andy Cohen broke his silence, and the day after that, breaking the silence about the controversy surrounding Jennie, whose racially insensitive Facebook post back in 2020 resurfaced. He now has taken action, and Bravo is now parting ways with the reality star. Now, there was backlash when Jennie herself called her old post, quote, offensive in her apology. Now, she didn't clarify which one she was talking about. However, several were about the Black Lives Matter movement following the death of George Floyd. I'm going to show you a couple of these and talk about them. So this is the first one. She says, hundreds of blacks. Can I say something? I don't like y'all white people or Asians or others calling us blacks. Don't call us blacks and don't call us colored people. Because if I called you...
Don't do it.
Don't do it, Jason.
Jason,
don't do it. Hold it in.
If I called her Wuhan, would that be fair? No, that would be racist, right? No, I'm just saying. Like, don't... I'm just saying for effect. Affect, right? I want you to feel it because that's how I feel when you call us blacks or the coloreds. The fuck you talking about? We ain't colored greens. We ain't some product. I'm a black man. Or you call me, don't even call me African American. Call me a black man. Okay? But anyway, this is what she said. She said hundreds of blacks. I can't get past that. I'm upset about that. Okay,
you immediately know what she means when she starts like that.
She said hundreds of niggas shot and many killed, including children, by other niggas every week. Over 1,000 officers violently injured, some permanently by rioters. Anarchists rioting in major cities every night, which has caused billions of dollars of destruction to private and public property. And you still think police officers are the problem. You are an idiot. Now, this was another photo post that was posted. All right. She said, I'm sick of people saying cops need more training. You had 18 years to teach your kid it's wrong to loot, steal, set buildings ablaze, block traffic, laser people's eyes, overturn cars, destroy buildings, and attack citizens who failed you. She also said this. She said this too. If you follow the officer's orders, you won't get shot. Well, listen, the network released a statement. This is what they said. Bravo has ceased filming with Jennie Nyguen, and she will no longer be a cast member of the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. We recognize we failed to take appropriate action once her offensive social media posts were brought to our attention. Moving forward, we will work to improve our processes to ensure we make better informed and more thoughtful casting decisions. So I think that she should be fired. Again, I don't believe in cancel culture. I don't know that she needs to be canceled, but this is accountability culture. They did the right thing. They profit the most off of Real Housewives of Atlanta. That's their most popular part of the franchise, which is mostly in all black women. So, yeah, I think they did the right thing here.
She's an idiot. And I love it when people who are stupid call other people stupid because it's like the two Spider-Men pointing at each other. I just need to debunk this myth, guys. There's no such thing as black on black crime. Every single race of human being kills their own the most because of proximity. Black on black crime is a term that was created to act as if black people are more pathologically violent than other people, but white people kill white people at the exact same rate that we kill our own. So we're not killing each other any more than anybody else, guys. It is propaganda. It's been disproven for decades. Google it to prove how smart I am, and she's an idiot. So for her to be spewing out this rhetoric that isn't even factually accurate and something that racist people have infused into our language in order to make us think that we're more violent than everybody else when we're actually not, is ridiculous to me. Also, she's an Asian woman, right? And this is why a lot of people, when those Asian hate crimes were happening, I am an ally of the Asian community. I was championing them for them. But when black people were saying, "Blue, I feel funny having their backs when they don't have ours," she's a prime example of why it's so hard for us to reach across and have each other's backs to people like her. Hun, you're not white either. You can tweet all you want. You're still never going to be white. And that's the real problem. She wants to be white and she's trying to align herself with white supremacy. But I promise you that on a dark alley, they would call you that word that Jason didn't say.
Well, let me just say this. I want to be very clear to anybody who ain't white. You are other. And if you are other, you are in the same category that we're in. This is why I don't understand why black folks don't get further behind the LGBT movement, because we are all marginalized or whatever. This is a person who is Asian. And this was a conversation I had recently where I was really frustrated with Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, because I feel like, they did not run around the media fighting for the Asian vote. They fought for the black vote. And when the Asian hate crimes were happening, which I too was not, I was online saying that this was wrong, that they were doing this to Asian folks. They stood and got a whole law passed, and then we're still in a country where back in my hometown, a person was just lynched. And so I don't understand how she even thought that this post made sense. But this goes back to the complacency that some of you others have with this struggle that we find ourselves in as Black people. Mexicans have it. I think that Mexicans are not valued in this country. They're not valued in our state. I know that here in LA, there was a day where they all organized to call out of work. And baby, when I tell you couldn't do shit in LA, they showed their power. They flexed their muscle. In one day, they shut down an entire city. And I think that when I look back at the challenges that all people have had that are marginalized, I stand with women who are fighting for equal rights, equal pay. I stand with Asian Americans or Asians or Muslims who were, banned from our country for a while because of COVID and stuff like that, and just have always had some level of disrespect from others. But I'm really bothered by this. I'm also bothered by you, Bravo, because you mean to tell me y'all didn't go look around to see what this person's been involved with? And then when you found out, you didn't take immediate action. You waited until Black Twitter got her together and we gathered her on the blogs. You got to do a better job, not only of vetting your talent, but also moving a little bit more swiftly.
No, and it's just ignorance. I mean, her speaking about the police officers, if you just listen, you won't get shot. When you sign up to be a cop, you don't get this certificate that you can shoot whoever you want. You take an oath, and your oath is to mostly diffuse violent situations. So all that rhetoric that she has, you can tell she's not really tapped in with the culture, and she's probably watching news stations all day being fed these ideas that she had and clearly reposted on her page, because I don't think she wrote those things out. She's reposting it. So it's just a bunch of ignorance. And because you didn't do your due diligence, because you probably work alongside Black people and actually have a real dialogue to understand, this is what you get. So here's your reward, dummy.
Now, Jennie did release a statement because, of course, she had to. This is what she said. At the time, I thought I was speaking out against violence, but I have since learned how offensive and hurtful my words were. Now, look, people don't care what she said. They don't care about her apology. People aren't buying it. She's unemployed. And yeah, bye.
Jason, timestamp real quick. She said that she made these comments in 2020. This was during George Floyd. Do you know how nasty it is as an Asian American person during George Floyd and all those protests for you to be posting this stuff? She is nasty, and I'm happy she's unemployed.
Well, how about we just say as an American? I mean, America looked at what happened with George Floyd and had to understand the severity of what that moment represented. It represented the fabric of racism in our country, the disparity of in our communities with our police. I was saying to somebody yesterday, the police in my neighborhood when I grew up, we all had names for them. They weren't heroes. They were terrorists in our neighborhoods. The way they treated us, young kids too. Even though we were in the streets, they treat us like animals. And so I don't know that is just that she's Asian American. Any American that looked at George Floyd dying, begging for his life, that would even think something other than we need justice, to me, doesn't belong in this country.